talk a little bit about Canadian film and the Canadian film industry. You are, I'll point this out, it seems blatantly obvious, a woman. So I wanted to know what your perception was of where we're up to with, supporting our Canadian female directors and within the industry in itself, how could we just improve? What is it within the industry, being a woman aside, what is it within the industry we could improve on anyway?
Um, for myself, I haven't encountered too much, glass ceiling personally, but I also create my own work. So that I think makes a huge difference. And a lot of the women directors that I know are in the same boat as me, where they create their own work. I'm not sure that it would be so good for us if we weren't creating our own material. I think that if, and I could be wrong because I haven't done television things yet, but from what I look and see it on TV, the directors that are getting hired for television episodes seem to be a lot of men, unless it's created by a woman again. So it might be different in the TV world, but a lot of the directors that I know on the East Coast are women. Shandy Mitchell, Deanne Foley. I know Andrea Dorfman's shooting a film right now. I don't know her, but another woman on the East Coast. And so there's a lot going on. And we're doing very well on the East Coast. But again, we're making our own projects. So there's no ceiling there. But when you look at the bigger picture and see how many directors are women, it's anywhere from 4 to 16%, which is minuscule. And I don't think that's enough at all to have, I think that we should be 50%, of course, at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
But how you rectify that, I don't know. I'm not sure, because it's the producers that do the hiring. A lot of producers hire their friends, but I mean, do they? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure how you'd fix it. And I don't know what it's like in Ontario. I don't know what the percentage is for women directing in Ontario, if it's higher or lower, or if it just seems like the East Coast is doing really well. I don't know. I'm not in it enough. I'm in my own little bubble because I work in New Brunswick and I'm the only person. There aren't any other feature filmmakers here. I'm the only one. So I don't have a lot of people to ask, and there's no competition for me here because there's nobody. They've all left. It's just me. There's only me.
Stay strong, Gia. Stay strong.
Yeah. People keep saying, "Why are you still there?" But I'm supported very well here.
Well, and I guess that ties into the second half of that question is how, because you're so far removed, what do you see kind of maybe from an outsider's perspective? I mean, you're getting on, you're making your movies, you're telling your stories. What is it that the industry could be doing to improve it? Or is it doing something that's already really fantastic that assists you?
I think that one of the problems that we have in Canadian cinema is promoting our own work and getting it out there to audiences. I think that we have fantastic films that are really, really phenomenal, and we can't get on Canadian screens.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here saying this. My movie is opening this Friday on a few screens in Canada, and I think that it could be more. But how do you compete? How do you go out there and compete against a big opening like whatever's coming up, whatever blockbuster's coming up, and is going to take 3 or 4 of your screens over? I live in a small town, and there's one movie theater here with 10 screens on it, and that's it. There's a monopoly in my province. There's only one movie company in my province, and that's it. If they don't want your film to be played here, it won't be played. Currently, my film is not going to be played in New Brunswick, and hopefully that will change if the numbers are good across Canada. I'm really hoping that it does play here because there's interest. But I don't understand personally why there's not a CanCon requirement for theaters. I think there should be. There is for television. I don't understand, why would you have, as a government entity, why would you give money to a sector and then not support it to be able to be seen. It's illogical to me
Yeah.
why you funnel all this money into television and then make sure people see it on TV and have access to it, but you don't do the same for film. And film takes a lot longer to get made. But you can get a TV show in development and, get your yes or no very, very quickly, and then it's, got your pilot and on the air within a couple years or less. It takes 5, 8, 10 years to get a feature film. And then there's no support for it, and they're good.
Yeah, they are good. They are good.
This
is what frustrates me.
Yeah, so I'm not talking about my own film going, woohoo, it's my film. Mine's wonderful. I mean, I like it.
That's good.
There's some fantastic films out there that people don't get to see, and they don't hear about it, and it just frustrates me so much that, people are constantly complaining. I hear it all the time where people go to the movies here and they're like, that was such a piece of crap.
Yeah.
And it's some Hollywood film that's, a cliche thing that they've seen a million times, and they get so frustrated. And here we have all this really fantastic storytelling, and it's not being put out.
That's the key word for me, is storytelling. We have now, because we can't afford the blockbuster movies and they're only being made down in the States, any of the independent filmmakers are kind of migrating over to like your HBO and Showtime and doing it more on the small screen. We are like in this beautiful pocket of being storytellers, and people still want those. They want stories they can connect to.
Oh yeah, and I mean, all our fantastic writers, and Canada has amazing writers, and because they're not being showcased here, they're all going to the States. So they're the wonderful shows that everyone is watching and saying, "Ooh, we love these." They're written by Canadian writers, and no one knows that. Anyway, it drives me nuts, and I really wish the government would look at having a CanCon requirement for theaters. And I'm probably gonna get this at me, but. It's the reality of what's needed in Canada to support our own culture.
Yeah.
I don't know if Quebec has that, but I bet they do. I bet they have a requirement that has that. I mean, they have their own system up there, which is fantastic. I love the way they support their own films.
Yeah.
I wish that we had that for the rest of Canada. I really do. Mm-hmm. Or even even a movie chain that just catered to indie films, even from around the world. It was even coming out of the US, because they have some fantastic films down there that we don't get to see either.
Yeah.
Because it's still the same situation. If it's not, $100 million production, it doesn't come here. It doesn't come to Fredericton anyway.